Hi guys, welcome to the Tarotscopes for October 2023. And I also want to mention, if you like me and you like my content, I highly recommend checking out our new podcast called Moon Day, Moon Day Mystic. We release new episodes every Monday, and you'll hear a little bit from me most weeks. And then once a month, I interview somebody that's really incredible from the metaphysical community. And we do a live event here on YouTube. That is at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the second Monday of every month. So if you're into the Tarotscopes, you might be into that as well. It's also your last chance to sign up for my Learn Tarot course, where I teach my style of tarot reading over 6 weeks. And if you want to know more information about that, I'll drop the link here. But it's Kelley, Kelley, night.me. And you can go ahead and learn all about it there. All right, so I'm going to jump in. I'm going to do a reading for the collective, then a card of the year for Libra, since we're in Libra season, and then go through the zodiac in order. You guys are welcome to listen for your sun sign, which is what most people do. It's the most common. But you can also listen to your moon and rising signs. So listen to the moon sign as a sort of like a reading for your emotional self. And for the rising sign, think about it through the lens of how it is you show up in the world, and see if you can get even more information about what to expect in this upcoming month. All right, here we go. Reading for the collective. Please be clear. All right, this is a pretty low-key month. I like to see it because we've been going through a lot lately. So we have the Six of Pentacles for the collective, the Page of Swords, and the Eight of Cups. So what this means to me is, first and foremost, be generous with your words and how it is that you communicate with other people. It might be that for the past few months, you could have been avoiding tough conversations, trying to avoid, rocking the boat. And it's showing here with this Eight of Cups, it's time to move some of that stagnant emotional energy. And that could be taken care of through communicating generously. So if you've been holding back on those conversations, if you might even find people that are approaching you to have conversations. It's a real generous act to share how you're feeling and how you're thinking, and also receive other people without judgment to see if you can move and clear some of that stagnant energy. All right, card of the year for Libra. Let's see what we got. Ooh, we've got the Emperor. That is so amazing for our Libra friends. So what I would say to focus on if I was a Libra this year and I was in your shoes, focus on creating and building your empire. The Emperor is a masculine energy too. So we're really being charged with understanding and showing up out in the world. This can be through your relationships. This should be through your work. But this is not a year for you to just be alone and to be internal. This is a year for you to show up, show ways in which you're a leader. Start making plans for your long-term success and growth. What is a legacy that you want to leave behind? How can you build something that is meaningful for not just you, but for other people? You also this year might be called to help take care of others. How can you hold that really strong masculine container for people? So if they're having an emotional time or if they need support, you are right there for them with this strong and steady present energy. And I would say slow and steady or strong and steady would be themes this year. It's not necessarily about making these big upheavals and these big changes. It's about showing up consistently, figuring out where you want to have a sense of discipline and how you're going to show up for yourself and others on a regular basis, moving the needle day after day through consistency and not necessarily having to blow things up or have these massive transformations all at once. So remember that, the Emperor card for you guys. So let's see what's going on for our Libra friends. Got some jumpers for our Libra friends for the month of October. Please be clear. This is wonderful. Okay, excellent. I love this. And it all does sort of align with that grand theme of your inner emperor. Your inner, like, daddy energy is really what that is. Okay, so we've got the Fool, we've got the Ace of Cups, and we have the Three of Wands. So you really are starting this whole new phase this year. So think about your solar return as a reset button or as the end of a phase and a start of a whole new cycle for yourself. This is a cycle where you're starting with the energy of anything is possible, unlimited potential. And then some people get a little bit worried about unlimited potential because there's a sense of ambiguity, like nothing has really solidified. So you're like, if anything's possible, what should I be focusing on? This is saying being for you, have a whole new cycle focusing on your emotional well-being, being open-hearted, being in the flow. Also putting an extra emphasis on your creative expression and artistry if you have any interest, or bringing artistry and beauty into your everyday life. You're going to be asked to reassess what your personal vision is for the future. This is your long vision for yourself that should not be interfered with by outside influences. So if you were sort of in a cave or something and you were all alone and you didn't have to worry about other people, what would you just be deciding for yourself? And what is that independent vision for you? Now, this doesn't mean that you have to ignore the fact that you're in relationships and partnerships and have obligations, right? But it's giving you permission to be a little bit selfish in the positive way and creating your individuated path. So even if you're in partnership, it's two parallel paths. You don't have to necessarily just merge everything together. And if you get that clear vision for yourself this year, and create the sense of potential into a tangible plan and a way that you can see yourself forward, it's going to be a very, very fulfilling month for you. All right, next we will move to Scorpio. Oh, this is good. All right, so I remember last month Scorpio was dealing with some tower energy, and it looks like we are getting, I say we because I'm a Scorpio, we are getting to the other side, 2 thumbs up. We have the 6 of Wands, we have the Strength card, and we have the Knight of Wands. Again, just like we were saying for the Aries about it's not time to be behind the scenes, this is a month for Scorpios to be front and center and to receive the admiration and respect of their peers and loved ones. So if you're a public figure or if you're working on different projects where I would just be prepared to be lauded for the great work that you're doing and for the great person that you are. It's showing here that whatever trials and tribulations you've had throughout this year, there's a real level up in your emotional maturity, your sense of compassion, and being able to be really open. And when you're when you're in that open-hearted space of a lot of care and compassion, and you lead from that place, you're so magnetic. And instead of sort of making people follow you or forcing them to follow you, it's inspiring these people to move forward, inspiring these people to follow you and your leadership because you have something really important to offer. It's also saying it's a great month to pursue and put to action passion projects. So if there's something that's been on the back burner that gets you excited, it's really time to set that in motion. So we don't want to be sleeping on anything. We want to actually execute and go on these sort of quests of an adventure of following your creative passions and pursuits this month. It's a really nice month for Scorpios. All right, Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, there's some stuck energy going on with you guys, and it's a little bit time to clean house. We see the 7 of Swords, we see the Ace of Pentacles, and we see the 8 of Cups. What I don't love about this is it's all kind of surrounding your idea of money and your physical well-being, the tangible elements of your life. And it's showing here that you've planted some new seeds that feel like they might be in jeopardy a little bit. There could be people that you've sort of brought into this dream or this vision who are not on the up and up or do not share your vision, or there might even be a lack of motivation on your side to push things through. There's a stagnancy around it. And these little seeds that are being planted really want to sprout up, but it's like they're not being given positive attention. It's like you had the spark of the idea, you planted the seed, and then there's doubts or there's other people's doubts, or you're not watering the seeds for it to grow. So I'm going to pull another card for advice here. So what's the advice for Sagittarius? How can they get these seeds to grow? Let's see. All right. Again, we saw this card earlier today. It's the Six of Pentacles. So in order for you to kind of grow and get what you want out of these seeds that have planted, you've got to continuously be generous and be giving to other people. And by giving to other people, you're actually going to get, and you're going to add energy there. So if you have a business idea, maybe you start doing things complementary. Maybe you start pitching in and helping other people out. Whatever it is that you want to create in the world, go ahead and create it. And go ahead and not just create it, but be it. Be it in action, embody it, and that'll add some flow and some momentum to whatever it is that you're trying to birth. But I would also say, if you have any ideas that there are people in your life that aren't supportive, that are a little bit shady, that you're feeling iffy about, don't share these ideas with them. They're not going to add the positive energy you need to gain momentum. If anything, they're going to plant seeds of doubt or slow things down. So just use your discernment of who is trustworthy in sharing in these new projects. All right, what do we got next? Sagittarius, Capricorn. All right, Capricorns, we have the Seven of Cups, the Page of Wands, and the King of Wands. So this is really interesting. To me, this feels like you want more than anything this month to be taken seriously, to be seen as a leader, to inspire others to follow in your footsteps, and to get everybody sort of amped up to follow your lead, right? But you're waffling in between this part of you that's a really good leader, and then this other part of you that doesn't feel like they're ready. And some people might call it imposter syndrome, or there's parts of you that aren't quite fully developed into the leader that you want to be. And so you might be oscillating back and forth between feeling really confident and trusting your ability to lead, and then feeling a lack of confidence or a lack of readiness. That's okay. You're actually not fully ready to step into the fullest expression of who you're going to be. But the key here is to do it anyway in small ways, and start taking the steps to become who it is that you aspire to be. You have the foundation of great leadership skills and to get people inspired, but there are some areas you need to level up, and you're only going to be able to do that through experience and through trying your best. And so you might make some mistakes this month. You might feel a little embarrassed. You might, try to lead something and it doesn't take off. That's okay. Instead of seeing it as a mistake, chalk it up to experience. And I am certain if you look at things in that way, you will learn from these experiences and you will benefit from them in the long run. All right, let's see Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, this is really interesting. All right, we have the Knight of Cups, we have the Death card, and we have the Six of Cups. So what I would say here is, as much as you are trying to lead with your heart and you are trying to sort of mend relationships and maintain relationships, there are certain old, historic, sort of nostalgic relationships here that need to either end officially, they're no longer welcome in your life, or you need to renegotiate how it is that you partake in these relationships. You're showing up with very good intentions and really pursuing these relationships. And if you are in non-reciprocal relationships, you feel like you're getting dropped, you're not getting supported, it's time to assess. And it's okay to cut some people out, to take a break, or to talk to them and say, hey, here are my needs. And here's, what's working for me, and here's what's not working for me. But really, in your emotional space, in your interpersonal relationships, it's time for a major transformation, especially with old friends or family or people who have been around for quite some time. You might find them disappointing you, but that's okay. You do have the autonomy to make the decisions of where you invest your emotional energy and where you don't. And many of these people right now should not benefit from your positive emotional energy. All right, Pisces. What's so interesting is we have the Seven of Swords again. It's been following us around. So we have the Seven of Swords, we have the Sun, and we have the Ace of Pentacles. So again, the Seven of Swords, I don't really enjoy this card for the most part. It usually tells the story that there's someone that's sort of in the picture that doesn't have your best interest at heart, that might be consciously or unconsciously sort of working against you, sabotaging you, stopping your momentum. So here's what I will say to you. The only way that you are going to be satisfied this month and probably in life is if you can be your whole self and you can show up however it is that you need to show up in your authenticity. It is the pathway to everything for all of us, but particularly it's being called out for you this month, specifically when it comes to creation, when it comes to new financial opportunities, when it comes to work, when it comes to your contribution and sense of purpose in the world. When you are shining super bright, it is possible that some people in your life don't like that. It maybe takes away from them as they see it. They might not, like that, like you 100% or accept you 100%. And those are the people, similarly, I guess, to what we were just talking about with Aquarius, that just need to have no attention or no energy from you right now. Your main focus is being 100% yourself, doing things that make you feel good, that light you up, that keep you positive. And anyone that's not resonating at that level with you, it's best for them to just be sort of out of the picture for now. And if you can just focus on feeling good, it's showing that you are going to start to call in some really wonderful things this month. All right, Aries. The Death card again for Aries. All right, here we go. Page of Cups, the Death card, and the Judgment card. And what's jumping out to me is that there are two really heavy cards in the major arcana with a really light and effervescent card. So the Death card and the Judgment card both have Plutonian energies. The Death card is the card of Scorpio. It's transformation, rebirth, renewal. Judgment card is also sort of that reckoning, like how am I going to align with my sense of purpose? And what I'm seeing here is it's time for you to take yourself even more seriously. It's showing with this Page of Cups, which is normally a very positive card, but I'm going to add some gravity to it. If there are areas of your life where you haven't been showing up fully mature, where you've been sort of playing around or effing around, for lack of a better word, where you've been sort of escaping responsibility, accountability, and just sort of like not showing up the biggest way that you can. It's time to stop that. It's time to sort of say goodbye to playing it small in any areas of your life or any ways in which you're not acting in full integrity or really hitting your full potential. If you have any sort of resistance right now and you're not feeling good, it's because you're not showing up in your highest integrity. And you have so much to offer and so much to give in integrity. So what I would do is sort of take another moment this month to think about how you want to have an impact in the world. And I would take a moment to see how you've been playing it small. And I would create an action steps for you about what aspects of your bad habits need to die, quote unquote, so that you can be proud of yourself and you can show up in all areas of your life big and expressive and contributing, because I feel like some of you guys may have been sort of skirting responsibility a little bit, and sometimes we need that break, but now you're being called to show up. All right, Taurus. Wow. All right, Taurus, this is a big month. I love this. We have the Hierophant, which is aligned with the energy of Taurus. We have the Magician, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. So I would say something similar to what I just said with Aries. It is time right now, this fall, is time for you to get disciplined and to not mess around. If there are areas in your life too where you've been sloppy, where you haven't been disciplined, where you've been skating, it's time to knock it off. It's time to have a disciplined spiritual practice, be disciplined about your thoughts, be disciplined about your body and your environment, and making sure that you are sort of treating every aspect of your life like a temple. That is the access point for the Magician. If you create a life that is a temple, that is a place where your magician can show up and excel. And that's really what you're craving. And your spirit is ready with this Knight of Pentacles to get to work. Your spirit is ready to do the behind the scenes work and maintenance that it takes to treat your life, your environment, your body like a temple so that you can effectively initiate yourself into this magician path, and you can create through your own magic and your own will exactly what it is that you want to create. If you don't have the discipline, though, you will be creating sort of willy-nilly. We need to get the discipline down so that you can create intentionally and direct that energy in the most conducive way to get the outcome that you are seeking. All right. I feel like a lot of us are having to grow up and get it together. We may have had like a real willy-nilly summer, and now it's showing that it's time to get to work. Gemini. All right, this is really interesting, and I might have to pull a fourth card for Gemini. We have the Hanged Man, we have the Two of Pentacles, and we have the Two of Swords. So the Hanged Man with this Two of Swords are both sort of a block, a stuck energy. Here's the deal. The Gemini folks in the group that are listening here are in a suspended state. This is when we can't really see how you're going to move forward and you're feeling a little bit stuck, especially mentally. Like you might not even have ideas. You might not be able to see how it is that you want to move forward. Now, the benefit of the Hanged Man energy is that it's often a card that indicates a spiritual awakening, and it's sort of a forced inverted position so that you can see a new way into the future. And you're being asked to see a new way. And it's showing here that you're resisting it with this Two of Swords. You're like really resisting letting one of your swords down, like the old way down, in favor of the new way. So here's how you're going to do this in baby steps. Pick two things, two areas in your life, like this Two of Pentacles. Pick two areas in your life that you want to focus on and you want to gain a little bit of momentum in because you're stuck kind of overall. So we're not going to try to change everything at once. You're going to pick two things. And I would pick two things that impact your either physical body, your work, your environment, the tangible elements of life. And you're going to make progress in just those two areas. And the way that you're going to make progress is you're going to put it on a piece of paper, you're going to list one thing, and you're going to list all of your beliefs about that thing. And then you're going to do the same thing. Thing number 2, put at the top of the list all of your beliefs around those things. Then you're going to go on the other side of the paper and you're going to literally write the exact opposite. So if you're like, I'm stuck in my job, and your first belief is, I have to do something that I don't like to do in order to make money. What would be the opposite of that? The opposite would be, I can enjoy myself and while earning money. And we're going to do that across the board, the long list and then the exact opposite. And you're going to work on actually believing the opposite. And whenever you have the negative thought, you're going to swap it to the positive thought for now. Sometimes it feels like you're faking it, but you're going to fake it until you make it, until you start to actually believe some of these beliefs. Because right now with this Hanged Man, you're inverted and you're stuck in sort of the negative belief cycle. And you're an air sign. You're very smart. And you can actually convince yourself of anything. So if you're going to tell yourself a story anyway, you might as well tell yourself the best version of that story. And that's your homework for the next 30 days. I don't usually give such specific assignments, but here we go. All right, we have Cancer. All right. Oh, this is so interesting. What is this in related to? Hold on. Okay, we've got a lot of people with stuck beliefs here. So for the Cancers, it shows that you're going to roll into this month with this 4 of Swords. And then we've got the Page of Pentacles. And then we have this card, which is the 9 of Swords. It feels like to me you're going to start this month really peaceful, really calm, knowing what you want. And you're going to be able to communicate that, and you're going to be able to start working on things. You're going to continue working on things that you really like and that you really believe in. But then it shows there's a little bit of a turn towards the end of the month where this sense of peace gets changed into a sense of anxiety, because with this 2 of Swords that I pulled that's extra, some opposing thoughts or viewpoints seep in and kind of knock you off your equilibrium. So I'm going to see a little more. What are these two opposing ideas? The Seven of Swords again. Why is there this shady energy? Okay, so the two opposing ideas are the Seven of Swords and the King of Wands. So it's really losing trust in your own spirituality, your own sense of leadership, your own sense of self and identity. And it shows that you get knocked off kilter. Maybe there's someone that kind of plants some negative seeds, or these like old squirrely negative beliefs come to the picture. So what we need to do is kind of go back into the meditation space. The clarifier here is the High Priestess, and get back into a meditation practice, get back to trusting your intuition and sort of blocking out anything that speaks against your innate ability to be really a psychic and intuitive sort of magical person, getting back into understanding and believing in that aspect of yourself, because that's the truth and the rest of it is sort of BS. All right, Leo. All right, Leos, we've got some things moving and shaking. We've got the Queen of Wands, we have the Four of Pentacles, and we have the Two of Cups. So what we've got here is it's sort of like a new understanding and respect for your inner witch, your inner energy worker, healer, however it is that you identify from like a spiritual perspective. And that's what's going to get you through. Really leaning into the fact that you're an intuitive person that knows how to move energy and respond to energy. And you can move and respond to that energy in a way that really works out for you in your favor. It's showing when you're in your highest expression this month, you are open, you are connected, you are making new relationships, you're in conversation with people, you are really trying to get to know people. And I know Leos are super social, but this is really getting to know people on a one-on-one basis and seeking out those sort of heart-centered connections on a regular basis. When you're in your negative expression, it's showing around relationships, you're controlling, you're shut down, you really want things to be your way. When you feel yourself contracting this month, it's your job to, like this Queen of Wands, get into your sense of your flow of energy and to shift that energy into open-heartedness. So I feel like this whole month is you're gonna be like a little clam. You're gonna open, close, and your job is to get yourself to be open as much as possible. And the key to that is showing is like shifting energy or using like visualizations, anything that can kind of shift and move any sort of emotional blocks. All right, last but not least, Virgos. I hope you had a good birthday season. Okay. So this is not easy advice for Virgos, but we've got the Two of Pentacles, we have the High Priestess, and we have the Ten of Wands. I'm going to ask you this month to scale way, way back on your responsibilities, especially responsibilities with work or family or just real obligations. And we've got to scale it back to focus on just a handful of things to be ideal, that you can feel balanced and you can focus on. It's saying when you clear your plate a little bit this month, you'll be able to more easily align with your intuition and you will be guided for your next steps forward. But while you're staying too much with too much to do and too busy, you're in the energy of overwhelm and it's hard to get clarity and direction from that place. So our goal for this month is to get you out of overwhelm into balance so that you can align with your inner High Priestess and you can hear your own guiding force. You've got a very strong intuition. She's really trying to talk to you this month, your High Priestess. She's really trying to talk to you. So I would encourage you to, meditate, breathe, do whatever you need to do, especially when you find yourself in an overwhelming situation so that you can release and relax. All right, that is everybody this month. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that these were useful to you. I also recommend that you go back and listen to last month's and see how those energies unfolded. Again, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel, to follow Moonday Mystic, our podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. And also, if you're interested, there's just the final days to join my Learn Tarot 6-week program. It is such a fun and easy way to get up and running with your tarot practice. Most people that join the class say that they're at like a level 2 of their understanding with tarot. And by the end, they get to a level 10. I'm sorry, not level 10, level 7. So they feel very competent and confident in their tarot reading abilities. So if that sounds like something, like an area where you'd like to grow, I hope that you join me. And thank you so much. And I hope you have a happy October.